All right, I'm going to get us started. Welcome, everyone, to the Ohio Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see you or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Ohio. And I'm very excited to turn it over to our first presenter, and that's going to be Johns Hopkins University.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Baltimore. My name is Maria Teresa Foster, and I am one of our admissions committee members here, and I'm so grateful to be here with you all. Right now, I'm going to share my screen to a PowerPoint that will give you some visuals and a bird's eye view of our institution. And so here, let's slide that right there. So Johns Hopkins University was founded in 1876 as the nation's first research university. And so we are a mid-sized institution with 5,300 undergraduate students, and we take a liberal arts-based approach to education. But we are the leading research university here, and we're founded and are located in Baltimore City, Maryland. And so, as I mentioned, being founded as the nation's first research university is a really integral part to our university culture. We were founded on that mission to create new knowledge for the world. And so our institutional identity is really based in academic freedom, diversity of thought, and support for new ideas. And so our open liberal arts-based curriculum really enables our students to craft a four-year schedule that aligns with their unique goals and their unique interests. So here at Hopkins, we don't have any core requirements. And so our students have that ability to double major across our undergraduate schools and do things like neuroscience and computer science, mechanical engineering, and German studies. And so that diversity of thought in our classrooms is seen all across our campus because our students are self-selecting into all of the courses that they're a part of here. And so our conversations are really enriched by those different academic perspectives, but they're also enriched by the perspectives that are a part of our community here. Having global perspectives and collaboration, we believe, leads to larger impacts on human advancement. And so while our students have that opportunity to engage with these perspectives, those classroom conversations are really enriched by the class size. So our average class size here is 24, but our student to faculty ratio is 7:1. So our students really have that opportunity to engage with their peers, engage with their professors and their faculty members, and really to dive deeply into those interests that they do have. Here at Hopkins, 98% of our students will engage in some kind of pre-professional programming before their graduation. So while a third of our students will study abroad, 85% of them will do internships. Really at the core of many of our students' experiences is research. So 80% of our undergraduate students will conduct some form of research here as an undergraduate student. So really going back to that mission to create new knowledge for the world. Annually, we invest $2.56 billion in just research investment for our students. So research is happening in every single part of our university and every single academic department as well. And as a Hopkins undergraduate, you have access to the entirety of our global institutes, such as our School of Medicine, our Schools of Advanced International Studies, our Applied Physics Lab, which is a joint venture between Hopkins and NASA. But we have resources on campus, such as Hopkins Office for Undergraduate Research that connects our undergraduates to that research. But we also run grant programming for independent research as well. So for our students, Hopkins, our home here in Baltimore, it really plays an integral role where our students are not only making an impact through their student organizations, but also making an impact on our 200 plus unique neighborhoods here, whether it's for pre-professional experiences with Under Armour, T. Rowe Price, and Black & Decker, or through the arts and civic engagement. Our students here really are the ones that are driving the student culture, that are really creating a student culture that's for students and by students. And so we believe that by pairing academic freedom, diversity of thought, and support for new ideas really enables our students to achieve their goals after graduation. Our Life Design Lab and our pre-professional advising program works with students in their first year to really help them think inclusively and holistically about their career interests and plans for after graduation. And so 97% of our students are in full-time employment within 6 months of graduation or graduate school. We are committed to enrolling the best and the brightest in our campus community, and we practice this commitment to our families by offering robust financial aid programming. So here at Hopkins, we are a need-blind institution for U.S. citizens, U.S. permanent residents, DACA, and undocumented students. So our committee does not see a student's financial situation when we're making admissions decisions. But for students who are receiving financial aid here at Hopkins, we meet 100% of demonstrated need. So that total cost of attendance and that expected family contribution, if there's a gap in between those two numbers, we guarantee to meet 100% of that gap with grants that students don't have to pay back, work study opportunities, and in some cases scholarships. So if you are receiving financial aid from Hopkins, we are a no loan institution. So student loans will not be a part of your financial aid award here at Hopkins. And so if you're curious to learn a little bit more about my community here at Hopkins, don't hesitate to connect with me. I'll put my email in the chat. And thank you so much for having me here today, and I'll pass it over to our next institution.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, next we're going to pass it off to Ohio Wesleyan University.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lori Patton. I'm the Director of Admission here at Ohio Wesleyan University and also a proud graduate, class of 1995. And I often say when I'm doing these 6x6 sessions that if you remember only one thing in our very short time together, I want you to remember about our signature program that we call the OU Connection. The OU Connection is how we encourage students to think big through interdisciplinary work, undergraduate research, and independent study programs, to go global through off-campus study experiences like traditional study abroad semesters, through our unique travel learning course program, or through our theory to practice grant program, which provides full funding for faculty, staff, and students to do individualized projects that are of interest to them, and to get real through internships, externships, and experiences that help students to connect what they've learned in a classroom with how they might use that or apply that in real world settings. And while the OU Connection is not yet required, we know that more than 90% of our students will graduate with at least one OU Connection experience. Many of them will do more than one, just like Eva Blockstein. Her pathway is shown here. And we believe that students who actively participate in the OU Connection are setting themselves up nicely for what they do after OU, whether that is graduate school and or the workforce. Couple of fast facts about Ohio Wesleyan. We have about 1,400 students on our campus. A little more than half are from the state of Ohio. About 7 to 10% of our students are international students. Roughly 20% are US students, domestic students of color. Because we're a small school, we have small classes. The average class size is about 15 students. More than 95% of our students live in on-campus housing all 4 years. Our average grade point average is about a 3.6. Roughly 40% of students are varsity athletes, and about a third of our students choose to participate in Greek life in fraternities or sororities. I think Ohio Wesleyan is rather unique in that we offer more than 70 majors. As you can see, this is about double what schools of our size and type normally offer, which gives our students lots of choice. About a third of our students double major, and just by sheer numbers, the 5 most popular majors at OU include zoology, business, psychology, health and human kinetics, and politics and government. I think that our location is one of our best assets. We're uniquely positioned in a small town outside of a large city. So Columbus is just 25 minutes south of OU. It is the state capital, and also, if you weren't aware, the 14th largest city in the US. And Ohio Wesleyan itself is smack dab in the heart of downtown Delaware. In fact, our campus straddles our main street that gives students access to restaurants, shopping, and entertainment all within walking distance. But because we're so close to Columbus, Just a stone's throw away, our students also can access additional entertainment outlets, social outlets, sports, shopping, cultural experiences, the chance to serve, internships, and so much more. We just completed phase 1 of a pretty extensive residential renewal project. We completely renovated an existing residence hall building. So the top left and top middle pictures represent Smith Hall, which is again, a newly renovated facility for first-year students. It's complete with new rooms and restrooms. It has a 24/7 dining room, a workout space, a gaming room, a late night desk, all kinds of amenities, great for first-year students. The bottom depicts a picture of our newest building on campus that was just constructed. It's called Bradford Milligan Hall. It's Ohio Wesleyan's first ever apartment complex, and it's home to about 125 or so senior students. And then the top right picture depicts Branch Rickey Arena, which was renovated last December. It is home to basketball, volleyball, and wrestling, and it got a little bit of a facelift last year. Ohio Wesleyan is dedicated to helping students afford this experience, even though our all-in price on paper is a bit over $62,000 per year. 99% of our students are receiving some form of financial assistance, need-based aid and or merit aid, and the average aid package this past year was over $43,000, bringing the average cost down to between $18,000 and $19,000 for most students. We achieved this discount through a pretty generous scholarship program that offers scholarships that start at $20,000 on the low end and go all the way up to full tuition. These scholarships are awarded regardless of test scores. We are a test optional institution, and they include things like talent-based scholarships. We have a scholarship for students who work with community-based organizations, and even one for those involved in community service. Lastly, I just want to mention that we are open for in-person on-campus visitors. We have tours and information sessions Monday through Friday and on most Saturdays. We have several on-campus in-person group events, both in the fall and in the spring. We have not neglected our virtual opportunities. We have plenty of them as well, including a live virtual tour where you can sit and take a campus tour from the comfort of your own home, ask questions as if you were live on campus. My contact information is on the screen, and I encourage you to reach out to me should you have any other questions. Thank you for your time today. We hope to see you at an upcoming on-campus or in-person event, and enjoy the rest of tonight's presentations.
Thanks so much. All right, I'd like to next call up the University of Alabama.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Watson, and I am a regional recruiter with the University of Alabama. We are a large research university located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, sweet home Tuscaloosa. And just to give you some ideas, if you're from Columbus, we are 10 hours away, 12 hours from Cleveland, 8 hours from Cincinnati, you get the point. We are a small city, about 125,000 people. We have our biggest business in town is Mercedes-Benz. We also have a community college in town, so plenty of other college students. We're located on a river with a lot of lakes. So if you like outdoor activities, you can get a canoe or a kayak from the university and take it to the river. We have a stand-up paddleboard club, fishing teams, water ski teams, crew, and so on. We also have a large amphitheater, brings a lot of performers to Tuscaloosa, and there's plenty of retail and dining. You can have a car as a freshman. You definitely don't need one. I can help introduce you to other people from the area for carpooling. And the nearest airport is in Birmingham, which is about 45 minutes away. Our total enrollment, like I said, we are a large university, is 38,000 total students. That represents every single state as well as a lot of other countries. 60% of our undergraduates are from out of state. So you're definitely not alone being an out-of-state student if you go to Alabama, and we don't look at our out-of-state students any differently than our in-state. That undergraduate population is 33,000. So it's the majority of our students, but we do have some graduate programs as well. We have 8 colleges for undergraduate students, over 200 different programs that you can major in. The list is on the screen right now. You can also find it on our website, but everything ranging from arts and sciences, the biology, chemistry, microbiology, physics, environmental science, to political science and history and criminal justice, all the languages, the arts, both studio art, as well as music and theater and dance. We have a strong College of Business, also College of Engineering, everything from aerospace to musical audio engineering. College of Communications includes 2 radio stations and a commercial television station. We also have College of Education, nursing, school of social work, and then we do all the pre-professional. You'll see that little highlight on the bottom right. We are #1 in the Southeastern Conference for internships and #2 in the country. We really believe in providing practical experience for everyone. So for some students, that will be internships or co-ops. Other students, it'll be clinicals or practicums or student teaching. We are a research university, so research is available starting your freshman year. And there are a lot of different opportunities to do that. And that goes across every single major as well. We also have an honors college, and that allows you to continue to challenge yourself a little more if you're doing honors classes or AP or IB classes at the high school level. With 33,000 undergrads, we have over 600 student organizations. Many people know we're part of the Southeastern Conference, so we have a lot of Division I athletics, but we also have club sports and intramural sports. We have the largest Greek system in the country, so we're a fantastic place to go if you're looking at being in a sorority or a fraternity. We also have political organizations and arts organizations, vocal and instrumental ensembles. Almost every religious denomination is on campus or nearby. Our students do a lot of community service. We also have study abroad opportunities on every continent, summer, fall, spring, or a full year program. So there's a lot of things to get involved with. Our application, we are on both the Common App as well as we have our own individual application. It's a $40 application fee, which we will waive if you have high financial need. We are test optional like many of the other schools. So if you have a really strong test score, please submit it. But if you don't think it represents your abilities, you can apply test optional. We'll look very closely at your curriculum, your overall GPA, as well as those individual grades. And then we want to see all of the activities that you've been involved with throughout your high school years. We are rolling admissions. So although our application opens in the summer, we have those open through the early spring. If you want to apply for competitive scholarships, you need to apply for admission by January 15th. We also try to give you a decision within 3 weeks of receiving your complete application. We offer a lot of scholarships to students, both competitive scholarships where we are looking at your GPA, curriculum, and then all that resume type information, those activities and service and work experience. We also have automatic merit scholarships where we're looking at your cumulative GPA and a test score. Those start at a 3.5 GPA and a 25 or 1200 or above. We give a lot of scholarships to national merit finalists, as well as national recognition scholars and another called Presidential Elite. All of our freshmen live on campus, 3 different styles of residence halls, ranging from your traditional style dorms to apartment style, where you have 4 individual bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a family room, and a kitchenette. We have 2 rec centers on campus and a lot of other things. I encourage you to visit campus. Visits, you can go to visit.ua.edu, register for a campus tour, and let me know if you're visiting and I can try and make it more in depth. That's my email address. I'll put it in the chat box too. And thank you and roll Tide.
Wonderful, thanks so much. Next up is Florida Southern College.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Tracy, and I'm an admissions counselor at Florida Southern College. To get started with some basic information, Florida Southern College is located in the city of Lakeland, which is almost exactly between Tampa and Orlando. We were founded in 1883, which makes us one of Florida's oldest private colleges. FSC has about 3,000 students. About 60% are from the state of Florida and 40% are from everywhere else. We have students who represent almost all 50 states and 50 foreign countries as well. We're excited to also be recently ranked by the US News as one of the top schools in the nation, including number 8 in the South, number 10 most innovative, and a best undergraduate program for business and nursing. Additionally, we are recognized by Ranking Guides as one of the most beautiful campuses in the nation. Here at FSC, we have over 70 programs of study, as well as 16 pre-professional tracks as well, across 5 schools, as well as accelerated options to complete your bachelor's and master's in less time. Some of our most popular majors are biology, marine biology, nursing, business, theater, psychology, and exercise science. We are a liberal arts college at our core, so no matter what your major is, you will be getting a well-rounded education. We have a huge emphasis on engaged and experiential learning here at FSC, so you will be an active participant in your classroom, regardless of your major. We truly believe in the power by doing, so we immerse our students in their field as soon as possible. One example of this is our education students. We have an elementary school on campus for students with dyslexia, where our first year education students are able to get in the classroom starting their first semester. We are able to offer this because of partly because of our small class sizes. The average class size is 17 students, and 100% of our classes are taught by professors themselves. You're never going to be taught by a graduate level student, and this just ensures that you're going to be being taught by experts in your fields. Part of our engaged learning experience are our 3 guarantees: study abroad, professional internship, and graduation in 4 years. The first I'd like to highlight is the study abroad program. We can guarantee this through our Junior Journey Study Abroad program, which is a 7 to 10 day trip over school breaks, either your junior or senior year. You'll go with a professor, so there is an academic component, and you will be getting course credit for it. The best part of these trips are they are at little to no additional cost to students. There are both domestic and international trips, and you can go on one that is not affiliated with your major. We also guarantee internships to all of our students, regardless of your major. 95% of employers are looking for new hires with experience, so an internship allows you to be a competitive candidate when you enter the job market. Students have the option to do internships both locally and during the school year and closer to home during school breaks. The last guarantee is that you'll be able to graduate in 4 years or less. We're able to guarantee this because in addition to everything that we've already shared, students are also paired with an academic advisor in their field of study as soon as they're on campus. They will meet with their academic advisors several times per year to make sure that they are on track to graduate on time. And we're also very transfer credit friendly, so you may be able to enter into college with a couple college level classes already under your belt. So why is all this important? Well, it translates into post-graduation success. 1/3 of our students will go on to a graduate program, and the other 2/3 will enter the workforce. Most importantly, 95% of our graduates report reaching their post-graduation goals within 1 year of graduating from FSC. While academics are an important part of your college experience, we also want to talk about student life because FSC prides itself on being a true campus community. In fact, students are required to live on campus for all 4 years. This means that you're also guaranteed housing for all 4 years. Our 16 different housing options include on-campus dorms as well as off-campus college-owned apartments. Aside from housing, we have 20 NCAA Division II level sports and 114 clubs and organizations for students to choose from. So there really is something for everyone here at FSC. Now that we shared all about FSC, let's talk about how to officially become a MOC. It's free regardless of how you choose to apply, and we have applications on our website, the Common App, and the Coalition app. In addition to the application, we'll also need a high school transcript, letter of recommendation from the teacher or counselor, and a personal statement. We are also test optional, so you are not required to submit test scores, and you can submit all of your applications at once or as you get them. You don't have to submit them all at once. And once you receive all of your documents, you'll get a decision with us within 3 to 4 weeks. And we also understand that cost is a huge consideration. So every applicant is considered for a merit-based scholarship. And we also strongly encourage students to file the FAFSA. Some departments on campus will also offer specific scholarships based on addition, portfolio, athletics, things like that. You can also bring in outside sources of money as well. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I'm going to be putting my information in the chat, so feel free to reach out to me with any other questions that you may have.
Awesome, thanks so much. Alrighty, and then we have Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Rebecca. I am the representative for your area from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So I'm excited to share a little bit more about the university with you today. So just to get started, with our campus locations, we are located in a few different places. So we have 2 residential campuses, one in Daytona Beach, Florida, and one in Prescott, Arizona. A lot of our degree programs do overlap between both residential campuses. So if that's the case for the program you're interested in, you do have your choice of the beach or the mountains. Our Daytona Beach campus actually sits right on the Daytona Beach International Airport. So whether you're a flight student or not, you can fly right into that airport and literally be able to walk to campus if you wanted to. It's super convenient. We're also about 10 minutes from the beach. So if you enjoy the beach or surfing, that could be a great place for you. Our Prescott, Arizona campus obviously has a little bit of a different landscape. So if you like the mountains, then you can most definitely be in the mountains in Prescott. And they're about an hour and a half from Phoenix, so very similar to Daytona in comparison to Orlando. We are a mid-sized city, but very close to a bigger city as well. Our worldwide campus is for online programs. So if you were interested in pursuing a degree online, you could also do that through our worldwide campus as well, especially in this new age that we're in now. But regardless of which campus you go to, we love to talk about tangible experiences. So at our Daytona Beach campus, we do have an average class size of 27 students. And at Prescott, we do have an average class size of 24 students. There's about 6,400 students total at Daytona for undergrad, and about 3,000 undergrad students total at Prescott. So Daytona is a little bit bigger, but your classroom experience will remain the same. And all of our classes are also taught by professors. So people who were actually hired to be a professor, they actually have industry experience in the field that they're teaching. So not only can they help you in the classroom to help you understand the material better, they can also help you connect to research or job opportunities on top of our career services office as well. And the tangible experiences that you do get on our campus definitely translates to our placement rate. We do have a 93% placement rate, which basically means that within a year of graduation, 93% of our students are either going to grad school or getting a job directly related to what they studied at Embry-Riddle. A lot of that also has to do with the fact that when you apply, you will actually apply to a specific campus and major. So if you are accepted directly into the major that you apply to, and you start classes related to your major right from your first semester. So you're not going to be taking a year or two of gen ed just to take a class related to your major starting your sophomore or junior year. You will be taking classes related to your major starting your first semester. So it just maximizes your time on campus to be able to learn what you actually want to learn as soon as possible. And then outside of academics, obviously we have some very unique programs, which I'll talk about in a second, but we do also have over 350 clubs and organizations as well. Some of them are listed here. So we also have Division II athletics. We have study abroad, ROTC, Greek life. We also have student employment and other unique clubs and organizations as well, just to be involved in. Here's not an exhaustive list of all of our programs, but just some notable programs that tend to be very popular on our campus. Our aeronautical science bachelor's degree is our flight program. So if you want to be a commercial pilot, this is a bachelor's of science that incorporates the flight training to become a commercial pilot as well. Aerospace engineering is one of our more popular majors as well, given we are an aeronautical university. We are located about an hour from Kennedy Space Center as well. So obviously great location for that program in our Daytona campus. Aerospace physiology, I also like to touch on. It's our pre-med program. It is at Daytona and it studies how the human body is affected by space travel. It's actually the first and only program of its kind in the nation. So becoming an Eagle, so our admissions process is very similar to some other schools, only we are not on the Common App. You will actually have to apply directly on our website, but any student can use this fee waiver code and apply for free. So it doesn't matter if you can pay it or not, you can use the fee waiver code and not have to pay it. As soon as you do apply, the only required document will be your transcripts, and we accept it in a multitude of ways, depending on the campus that you apply to. We'll just need your grades through your junior year and in progress senior year courses. Everything else is going to be optional. Before and after COVID times, we are going to be test optional. So if you have scores and you think they reflect you as a student, you can choose to submit them if you'd like, but they are optional and you will be reviewed for merit scholarships regardless of if you submit them or not. Letters of recommendation, essay, resume are also all optional. So we really just want you to put your best foot forward based on what will best represent you as a student. If you have any questions at all, let me know, and I'm happy to help. My contact information is up on the screen. I will also include it in the chat. We can talk more financial aid, specifically one-on-one if you'd like, but it was great to chat with you all, and that is the end of my presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, so we have heard from everyone who was able to join us today. We had one institution who was unable to be here, so we are going to move on to the next session, next section of our session. So I'm going to invite all of our presenters back on screen if you don't mind. And I am going to pose a question so we can hear from each of them one more time, just kind of pick their brains a little bit about the search process and the admissions process and all of that. So we're going to go in the same order that the presentations were in. And so I'm going to ask Johns Hopkins University, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I would say as you're navigating this, really think about those schools that are the best match for you. And what I mean by that is really think about the schools that are really going to be the best match for you, your interests, really thinking about the academic match, but also the social and the student match of it, but also having conversations around financial aid and researching those universities that best align academically, socially, and financially can be a really great starting point.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Ohio Wesleyan.
Yeah, my advice is fairly easy, and that is to utilize people like us to help you through this process. I think, none of us earn commission for the number of students who choose to come to our university. We do this because we genuinely enjoy helping students through this somewhat tumultuous process. There's never a dumb question. There's never too many questions in my mind, and I'm sure the rest of the colleagues on this call would say the same, that the more information we can provide for you, the easier your decision will ultimately be, whether it's to come to our institutions or not. So don't hesitate to use us through this process to get all those questions answered.
Thank you. University of Alabama, what is your advice?
My advice would be to try and visit the schools. If you need to, we do all have virtual options still, so definitely take advantage of those, and maybe those are going to be your first step, and then actually coming to our campuses to visit. But don't just schedule a campus tour. If you have other things that really interest you, talk to us. If you can give us a couple of weeks notice, that's fabulous. But we can often have you meet with your academic college. Some of us honors programs or research, or Greek life, or depending on the school with sports, but let us know and try and make those as in-depth as possible. When you are at the university, don't eat at a chain restaurant, try and eat where the students eat, and some of those places, explore the surroundings as well as the university.
Awesome, thank you so much. Florida Southern, what is your advice?
I definitely second what University of Alabama said. I think visiting campus is so important in the search process and getting a feel of what size college or university you're looking for. I think that's a big thing. And for our campus in particular, we're a fairly small school, and some students love the smaller schools and some people hate it. So I think visiting campus is a very important factor. And I definitely, encourage you not to choose a campus until you visit it for yourself.
Great, thank you. And Embry-Riddle, what is your advice?
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to jump on what Maria said. So I definitely wanted to highlight that it's okay to not follow your friends to college if that sacrifices your happiness. Choose a college based on all the factors that everyone mentioned. Visiting campus, the best program for yourself, but do it for yourself. Don't do it to follow all your friends, because once you actually get to the college you're going to, everyone's going to be in the same spot as you. Everyone's going to be there for the first time. You'll make friends one way or another. You'll have a roommate most likely. You'll have a residence hall to be in. You'll be involved on campus. So you'll make friends once you're actually on campus. So make the decision for yourself, not just to follow other people around just because that's what they want to do. So that would be my advice.
That was all great. Thank you all so much. Okay, so let's jump into another question here. So what is one thing you want students to remember about your school? And we'll jump back to Johns Hopkins.
Thank you, Chelsea. For students, as you think about Johns Hopkins, I really encourage you to think about academic flexibility. Here at Hopkins, you have that opportunity to craft a 4-year schedule that aligns with your interests, your goals. There aren't any barriers to double major. And to conduct research, there aren't any barriers, and you have $2.8 billion to conduct research. So research and academic flexibility.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Ohio Wesleyan.
Thanks. And I get to plug my program twice because as I said at the beginning, the one thing I want you to remember about OWU is about our signature program, the OWU Connection. Again, it gives you the opportunity to conduct research, to travel, and to do internships, which we all believe will set you up for what you're going to do after Ohio Wesleyan, again, whether that's a job or professional graduate school. So come to OWU and actively participate in the OWU Connection.
Great. Thank you. All right, University of Alabama.
Opportunity is my big word for you. We are a large school, 33,000 undergrads, but we have a ton of opportunities for all types of students. And it doesn't matter if you're someone in the rec center, all hours of the day lifting weights, or if you are in the labs until 3 in the morning, or you're spending 3 semesters abroad. There's a ton of opportunity for you.
Thank you. Okay, Florida Southern, what's one thing you want students to remember?
I would want students to remember our 3 guarantees, and to reiterate that is our study abroad, a guaranteed internship, and graduation 4 years or less. And we really think that those make our college stand out.
Great, thanks. And Embry-Riddle.
Yeah, so I do like to highlight we are actually purely our name says that we are an aeronautical university. So obviously we're very unique. We draw a lot of unique people, a lot of unique students. But I like to highlight we're not just space and aviation. Of course, it's a lot of cool programs that we have. You get a really well-rounded education in the industry if that's what you're looking to do, but it's not all that we have. We do have an entire college of engineering. We have a college of business, in addition to our space and aviation related programs. So there might be something for you. Don't let our name mislead you. And hopefully, we can connect in some way.
Awesome, thanks. Alrighty, let's go with one more here. So what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the admissions process, Johns Hopkins?
I think one myth that I would say is, we're genuinely interested in building a community on our campuses. So really utilize the entirety of your application to share more about you, your experiences, how you invest your time, because it really helps us build our community. So definitely be inclusive with that information and know that we are building communities and thinking about all aspects of our campus, your application, and our communities.
Thank you. Ohio Wesleyan.
I think I would debunk the myth that private colleges are too expensive, because I think that after scholarships and aid is applied, oftentimes we can be as affordable, sometimes even more affordable than larger state-funded universities. So don't throw our brochures in the trash just yet. There is a way to bring the cost of those private universities down.
Perfect, thank you. University of Alabama.
And mine is going along with that, except it's don't think that all out-of-state colleges or universities are going to be more expensive than the in-state or are going to be too expensive for you. There are a lot of scholarships, there's financial aid, and there's not just institutional scholarships and aid, but you can also search locally, you can search regionally and even nationally for those scholarships. I was in financial aid for a while and saw students bring in $40,000 a year in outside scholarships. So you can definitely bring that money in.
Thank you. Florida Southern.
I think one myth that I want to debunk is that it has to be this huge intimidating process. And it is an intimidating thing. It's a big change that you're making in your life. But like all of us have mentioned tonight, we're all here to help you, and we genuinely care about your college search journey. And you're not going to hurt our feelings if you don't choose our college. We genuinely want to make sure that you end up at the right place for you.
Wonderful, thank you. And Embry-Riddle.
Yeah, so the myth that I like to debunk is one I talk about very often. I can't speak on behalf of every institution, but at least on behalf of Embry-Riddle, it's that the myth is that test optional really is not test optional. Like if you apply test optional, that you're somehow looked upon negatively as an applicant. I can definitely speak on behalf of Embry-Riddle that, like many other institutions mentioned, we want you to put your best foot forward. We want to see the best version of yourself. I was one that just graduated college 2 years ago, and I was not a good test taker. So I understand what it's like to go through this daunting process, just because I did it not that long ago. And I can definitely say that we will want to look at your best foot forward. So if you're not a good test taker and you don't have scores that reflect you as a student, that is okay. And you're not going to be looked upon negatively.
Awesome, thank you. This was all great information. So with that being said, I am going to wrap things up for us. Thank you, a huge thank you to our presenters for your time, for the information, and thank you to our participants for being with us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check the schedule to sign up for more sessions. And you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other recordings at strivescan.com/Ohio. Thanks again for being here, and we hope everyone has a great evening.